Okay, everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Sunshine notice, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. Board of Commissioners, public meeting Tuesday, January 19, 2021. The time is now 7:06. Pursuant to the requirement of the Open Public Meeting Act, Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, notice of this meeting was published in December 3rd, 2020 issues of the Nutley Sun, Herald News, Star Ledger, and Tap into Nutley. A copy of this notice has been posted on the Nutley Town Hall Bulletin Board, and a copy is on file in the Municipal Clerk's office. Due to the multiple executive orders declared by Governor Murphy and in an effort to prevent further spread of COVID-19 pandemic, all public meetings for the year 2021 will be held remotely via Zoom or teleconference. The public will be able to listen to the Board of Commissioners meeting and participate during the designated public comment portion of the meeting by utilizing access through a URL link or dial-in numbers provided by the Township website.
Thank
Commissioner
you.
Kelly,
Present.
Commissioner Evans,
Here.
Commissioner Petracco, Commissioner Scarpelli,
Here.
Mayor Tucci.
Here.
All present, Mayor.
Thank you. I see we have minutes from November 5th, 2020. Can I have a motion, please?
Move it.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Thank you. I don't believe we have any communications or correspondence this evening. No proclamation, so we will move into reports. Commissioner Evans.
Thank you, Mayor. I have code enforcement reports for the month of December 2020, the fourth quarter of 2020, and the annual report for 2020. That's it.
Thank you. Commissioner Petracco.
Here it is, Mayor.
There you go. All right, so you have a public safety report for December? Thank you. And I have a shade tree report for the month of December 2020. Bills, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Bill list for January 19, 2021. By department totals, Public Affairs, $135,037.12. Revenue and Finance, $4,089,507.66. Public Safety, $13,645.67. Public Works, $138,550.93. Parks and Public Property, $806,137.97. Water Utility, $4,306.02. Payroll, as of January 8th, $788,825.16. Overtime payroll, $93,881.33. COVID overtime payroll, $7,402.24. Total payroll, $890,108.73, for a grand total of $6,077,294.10.
Move the bills.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco, Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
And that's it for bills, Mayor.
Thank you so much. This is the portion of the agenda where we will accept public comment on agenda items only.
All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should state their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the board, each person shall limit their address to 3 minutes. All remarks to the board and its individual members must be addressed to the mayor. The mayor may defer citizens' comments to the appropriate member of the board.
Rory Moore, 462 Chestnut Street. Can you hear me, Mr. Tucci?
Barely. Speak up,
Barely.
please.
I did. I am. I'm yelling.
That's better. Go ahead.
Could you please explain, I believe it's 1521 and 1621 on the overpayments. Aren't those overpayments rather high? I'm just curious about the amount of the overpayments.
Mr. Gettatempo, would you like to address Mr. Moore's question?
I'm sorry, 1521 on the resolutions?
Yes, 1521 and 1621. Brookfield Avenue and Glass Avenue?
Yeah, one is an overpayment based on a tax court judgment. We're required to pay that back. That's 1521. And then one is an authorization, it's basically as it's stated, either there was a resolution of a property tax appeal, or we found a mistake and we owed the property tax owner the money back.
Aren't those rather
I don't know the
high?
details specifically, but we could always find out.
No, I was just curious. I understand the overpayments, but normally they're not at
Can't hear you, Mr.
that
Moore.
high. Normally, they're not that high.
Check your volume.
Can you hear me now?
Now it's better.
Okay, thank you. I'm really only questioning the amount of money. That's all. Usually an overpayment isn't as high.
It could be multiple years. That's why it may not just be for 1 year. It could be multiple years.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore.
Sal? Is anybody else? Okay. That's it, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Now we will move into Board of Commissioner announcements. And this evening, I'd like to start and make a statement on behalf of the entire Board of Commissioners. Regardless of affiliation, what went on at the Capitol on January 6th was not only dangerous, but unlawful. All protests must remain peaceful and nonviolent. Our condolences to those who perished and the families, and well wishes to those that were injured. We must learn how to speak to each other and respect everyone's opinion, whether we agree or not. Everyone needs to know that the Nutley Board of Commissioners swore an oath and support the Constitution of the United States, its protocols, traditions, and the orderly, lawful succession of power concerning the office of President. On behalf of the board, I'd like to extend best wishes to President-elect Joseph Biden and Vice President-elect Harris. To quote Dr. Martin Luther King, "We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools." Commissioners, would anyone like to add to that? Commissioner Evans?
Mayor, I think it was well said, and it represents us very well.
Thank you. Commissioner Kelly?
Mayor Tucci, I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. However, I would like to just provide an amplification onto what was said and provide some of my own thoughts, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
America is and always has been a great country. The events of January 6, 2021 do not change that. To the families and friends of those who lost loved ones, I am deeply sorry. Acts of civil disobedience are an American tradition dating back to the Revolutionary War, such as the Boston Tea Party and even the signing of the Declaration of Independence itself. Even in modern times, protests against our government have taken place an innumerable amount of times on the Capitol grounds. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom to assemble, and freedom to petition the government for redress of grievances are all civil liberties enshrined in our Bill of Rights. However, such freedoms are not without limitation. Acts of violence, theft, and vandalism cannot and should not be condoned or tolerated, and should be and are being rightfully condemned. Those who engaged in violence, theft, and vandalism should be charged and prosecuted for their crimes. I strongly condemn the tragic events and acts of violence masquerading under our First Amendment freedoms. It is important that we as Americans make the distinction between those who simply exercise their First Amendment liberties and those who engage in crimes that went far beyond supporting their civil liberties. It is even more important that we do not confuse the act of expressing oneself with the content of one's expression. We as Americans should support our fellow Americans' right to express their ideas and beliefs, while at the same time we can criticize, attack, and debunk the content of those beliefs. In situations like this, education and honest dialogue is key, not violence. If we start decrying our fellow citizens for marching rather than why they marched, it only serves to weaken our own rights to march and protest for what we believe in. As to the events of January 6, 2021, I fully support any American's right to march on the Capitol grounds and protest peacefully. However, I believe the content and reason those Americans were marching for was misguided. Joseph R. Biden Jr. is the President-elect of the United States, and he became the President-elect of the United States in accordance with the United States Constitution through a free and fair election confirmed by the states and the courts and certified by the United States Congress. America was, is, and continues to be a great country because of our Constitution. We should be mindful of our actions today so that we don't weaken the Constitution for future generations. January 6, 2021 was one of the days that demonstrates just how great our Constitution is. A group of citizens marched in protest on the Capitol grounds. Those who committed crimes have been charged or will be charged, and pursuant to the Constitution, a new president was certified by Congress despite those protests. For over 230 years, the Constitution worked and will continue to be a beacon of hope and freedom for all. We should all strive to keep it that way. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kelly, for your statement. Mr. Scarpelli, would you like to add anything?
I have nothing to add to your statement, Mayor.
Commissioner Petracco? Thank you all. All right, we do need to go into executive session for matters of potential litigation and perhaps personnel. Madam Clerk?
Thank you. I need a motion, please. Thank you. Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, permits the exclusion of the public from meeting in certain circumstances. And whereas the public body is of the opinion that such circumstances exist, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley in the County of Essex and State of New Jersey desires to proceed to close executive session, and now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley to move into closed executive session to discuss contract negotiations, potential litigation, and personnel matters. Be it further resolved that the time when such discussion may be disclosed to the public shall be when and as such disclosure may be made without adversely affecting the Township of Nutley, pending and/or anticipated legal, personnel, contractual matters, and other matters within the exceptions provided for by statute. Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Commissioner Evans?
Commissioner Evans. Aye. Commissioner Petracco. Commissioner Scarpelli. Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
And the time is now 7:17.
Thank you.
We just need one moment, Mayor. Okay, so
Okay, we're back live. Thank you. We are back, continuing on with our,
Mayor, Mike. Mike.
oh, thank you. Continuing on with our agenda this evening. We have no ordinances for introduction nor on second reading, so we will move into resolutions. Commissioner Kelly?
Thank you, Mayor. I have one resolution tonight, and this is not going to be the only resolution for the month of February. This is just the one we're doing right now. This is for, well, I'll just read it. Whereas heart disease is the leading cause of death for men, women, and people of most racial and ethnic groups in the United States, whereas heart disease is a killer that strikes more women than men and is more deadly than all forms of cancer combined. Heart disease claims the lives of 1 in 3 women, which translates to roughly 1 death each minute. Whereas 1 person dies every 36 seconds in the United States from cardiovascular disease, about 655,000 Americans die from heart disease each year. That is 1 in every 4 deaths. Whereas 90% of women have more than one risk factor for developing heart disease. Whereas a combination of heart health and nutrition, living a healthy lifestyle, and following your healthcare professional's recommendation are all part of reducing an individual's risk for heart disease, heart attack, and stroke. Whereas February is National Heart Health Month, and Friday, February 5th, 2021 has been designated as National Wear Red Day, at which time residents are encouraged to wear red to inspire women to take charge of their heart health. Whereas the Township of Nutley Department of Public Affairs through the Health Department and the American Heart Association are committed to preventing heart disease through the public and professional education about risk factors. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, that in recognition of the importance of the ongoing effort to prevent heart disease, we do hereby proclaim February 2021 as National Heart Health Month and urge all citizens in Nutley to show their support for preventing heart disease and by learning more about their heart health, eating a healthy diet, and maintaining a healthy, active lifestyle. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Evans?
Yes, Mayor. Be resolved that the treasurer is hereby authorized to refund overpayment of property taxes for block 1800, lot 14, in the amount of $2,058.24 arising from a tax court judgment. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the treasurer is hereby authorized to refund overpayment of tax charges in the amount of $5,127.40 for block 9200, lot 7.01 for the year 2020. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Whereas the building department received a payment for a performance bond in the amount of $11,946 from TFJ Kingsland LLC for the property located at 10 Kingsland Street. Whereas the performance bond was deposited in account T 15912,913, where it accrued interest and now totals $11,971.23. Whereas the planning board has reviewed and determined that this full amount is due TFJ Kingsland LLC. Now, therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners that the Township Treasurer be and she is authorized to refund the PERT bond for the storage facility at 10 Kingsland Street in the full amount of $11,971.23. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Whereas the building department received escrow account payments from TFJ Kingsland LLC for the property located at 10 Kingsland Street. The planning board has reviewed and determined that the application is complete and the escrow fees may be refunded. The amounts total in one account, T 15,910,986, $314.50, and a second account T 15,910,992 in the amount of $4,135.50. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners that the Township Treasurer is hereby authorized to refund escrow monies in the amount of $314.50 and $4,135.50 for the accounts listed above. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Whereas 48:419 local budget law provides that where any contracts, commitments, or payments are to be made prior to the final adoption of the 2021 budget, temporary appropriations may be made for the purposes and the amounts required in the manner and time therein. Whereas the date of this resolution is within the first 30 days of 2021, whereas total appropriations in the 2020 budget, less appropriations made for capital improvement fund, debt service, and public assistance are as follows. Current fund, $50,916,121.96. Water utility, $4,495,750.00. Whereas 26.25% of the total appropriations in the 2020 budget, less appropriations for capital improvements, debt service, and public assistance is as follows. Current fund, $13,365,482.01. Water utility, $1,180,134.38. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners that the following temporary appropriations be made and certified. That a certified copy of this resolution is transmitted to the Chief Financial Officer for her records for the amounts and the various accounts listed in the resolution. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Whereas New Jersey statutes 48:419 provides that where debt service is to be paid in 2021 prior to the time of the final adoption of the 2021 budget. There's a typo in here. It says 20. Temporary appropriation should be made for the amount of such debt service in the manner and time provided therein. Whereas the date of this resolution is subsequent to December 2020, and whereas debt service will become due during the first 6 months of 2021. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners that the following temporary appropriations be made. Interest on bonds, $83,000. Principal on bonds, $1 million. Bond anticipation note principal, $5,944,856. Bond anticipation note interest, $88,000. General New Jersey DEP Green Acres loan, loan principal, $9,600. Loan interest, $3,500, for a total current fund debt service of $7,128,956. For the water operating account, the NJEIT loan, fund principal, $26,000, trust loan interest, $6,900, for a total water debt service of $32,900. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Petracco.
Yes, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners, Township of Nutley County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the Township Clerk is hereby authorized to advertise for sealed bids for police and crossing guard uniforms in the Township of Nutley to be received on behalf of the Board of Commissioners and Commission Chambers, Township Hall, 1 Kennedy Drive, Nutley, New Jersey, on Wednesday, February 10th, 2021 at 10 a.m., at which time they will be opened and publicly read via Zoom teleconference. I move the resolution. Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Scarpelli.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas bids for the 2021 commingled recycling collection services were received and opened on December 9, 2020. And whereas F. Bozzo Jr. rubbish removal 5593 South 20th Street, Irvington, New Jersey, was the responsible bidder. And whereas the term of the contract shall be option 1 year contract with an option for 2 1-year extensions at the same price, subject to availability of funds in the subsequent annual budget to be awarded solely at the township's discretion to commence on or about February 1st, 2021. Whereas F. Basso Jr., rubbish removal, 5593 South 20th Street, Irvington, New Jersey, was awarded a contract for the removal and recycling of commingled collection services, 3 sections in the amount of $250,100. And whereas the funds are available from account number 101423209 in the amount of $250,100 and have been certified by the Chief Financial Officer. Said certification be attached to this resolution. Now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners, Township of Nutley County, of Essex State, New Jersey, that a contract be awarded to F. Basso Jr. rubbish removal not to exceed $250,100, and that the mayor and township clerk are hereby authorized to enter into and sign said contract with the Township of Nutley. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Just before I vote, I just want to note that the Health Department has a contract with Basso for trash removal. I know we've been getting some complaints and that their service has not been up to the standard that we expect in Nutley. But I just want to say that Mr. Genetempo, our town attorney, myself met with Mr. Basso and several members of the Nutley Health Department staff, and we had a very productive conversation, and we expect to see improvements over the coming days and months. And so with that said, I will vote aye for this.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Whereas raffle applications have been received from the following organizations: Lincoln School PTO, license number 1-21 for an off-premise merchandise raffle to be held on Thursday, March 18th, 2021. The Nutley Music Booster Association, license number 2-21 for an on-premise 50/50 cash raffle to be held Saturday, March 13th, 2021. Then again, the Nutley Music Booster Association, license number 321 for on-premise merchandise raffle to be held Saturday, March 13th, 2021. And the Nutley Music Booster Association, again, license number 4-21 for an off-premise 50/50 cash raffle to be held Saturday, March 13th, 2021. Whereas the applications have been reviewed and approved by the municipal clerk and the police department, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the aforementioned licenses are approved and the municipal clerk is authorized to issue said license. I move the resolution.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that Jonathan Bruno be appointed the public defender for the Township of Nutley effective January 1, 2021 and expiring December 31st, 2021. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco.
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Mayor.
Whereas the Nutley High School varsity football, I'm sorry. Oh, so there was a typo on there? Okay, let the record reflect that it's off premise and on premise for that resolution. Whereas the Nutley High School varsity football team has enjoyed an outstanding season with an undefeated record of 6 wins and no losses, which marks the first time in 91 years the Raiders have finished undefeated. And whereas the Raiders finished the season as the Super Football Conference Freedom Division champions, and whereas the Raiders have also finished ranked number 2 in Essex County, number 3 in Group 3, and to top it all, number 20 in the state of New Jersey. Whereas the members of the Nutley High School varsity football team are Logan Acosta, Iad Ahmad, Joseph Alberti, Jeremy Alonso, Alexander Alvarez, Perry Aparicio, Nathan Arroyo, Nicholas Bello, Ryan Bryhoff, Nicholas Conca, Frank Cantella, Giovanni Capola, Joseph Crocco, Lucas De Cristofaro, Jordan DeFalco, Louis French, Jackson Garrity, Jaden Guzman, Anthony Haynes, Matthew Harbison, Michael Iacarino, William Jennings, Edward Kaminsky, Andrew Kiernan, Frankie Kokis, Michael Latour, Gennaro Longobardi, Vincent Lobowecki, Brandon Lucia, Mitchell Monero, Max Martino, Sean McAloon, William Melnicki, Vincent Miller, Aidan O'Halloran, Anthony Penal, Nicholas Paluca, Paul Poplawski, Vincenzo Rizzuto, Brandon Shearer, Paul Scuddy, Billy Searle, Donald Slane, John Van Deventer, Jack Walsh, Jason Raggi, Julian Zaza, Justin Zhang, Michael Zacola, and whereas head coach Steve DiGregorio, assistant coaches Robert Harbison, Jeff Martin, Rob Perino, J.D. Vick, Anthony Fischetti, Brian Korbanek, Mike Padilla, Rob Malillo, Sal Gabriel, Anthony Alberti, and strength and conditioning coach Matthew Bustos worked tirelessly to train and guide these athletes. And whereas the members of the 2020 Nutley High School varsity football team are the undefeated state-ranked Freedom Division champions, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, join with the citizens of Nutley to honor and congratulate the members and coaches of the 2020 Nutley High School varsity football team for their exceptional efforts and accomplishments. This is a tremendous accomplishment. I am so proud in each and every one of our players, all of our coaches, our AD, the administration, and the entire Nutley school system. I very proudly move this resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly.
I just want to say that I am so proud of Nutley football team as well. I was very impressed when I saw you guys play. This is extremely well deserved, and you guys should really enjoy this moment. So congratulations. Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
I also like to say that it's great to see exceptionalism in a year of crisis, and thank you for bringing honor to our township. Congratulations, well deserved to everyone, including all the coaches.
Commissioner Petracco.
I like just to say congratulations to a tremendous group, coaches, kids, parents, everybody involved. I made a few of the games, and I have to tell you, it was just really, really, in light of the situation with COVID, I think it brought a lot of smiles to a lot of Nutley residents' faces and parents. Thank you.
Commissioner Scarpelli.
Before I vote aye, I just want to say that, like Commissioner Petracco, I went to several of the games. It was a pleasure to watch them play. A bunch of very sportsman-like kids, young men, I'll say, better than kids, young men that were on that field, and the coaches should be very proud of the job they did. And I actually have had the pleasure of caring for the health of a couple of those athletes on the team. So I proudly go yes.
And as a former player yourself, Commissioner, is that correct?
That's a long time ago, man.
That's okay. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Again, I vote aye, and I'd just like to thank everyone involved for the great honor that they brought upon this township. All right, that concludes our business for this evening. We will now open the meeting to the public.
All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should state their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the board, each person shall limit their address to 5 minutes. All remarks to the board and its individual members must be addressed to the mayor. The mayor may defer citizens' comments to the appropriate member of the board. Thank you, Mr. Moore.
Yes, Mr. Moore.
Rory Moore, 462 Chestnut Street. Mayor Tucci, can you hear me this time? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I can vaguely hear you. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to follow up this with the last meeting we had. I had some concerns about Diamond Springs, and that we were doing a review or a plan and review of a property and potential for rehabilitation. I called GRC and I spoke to several individuals, and I'm concerned, why are we doing this for private property? Because if we leave it to their own devices, the owner has options that they're allowed to exercise. And by us interfering, or that's what it looks like, why are we trying to do something through the town rather than let the property owner make that decisions by themselves?
Sure, Mr. Moore, very simply, the law is set up to deal with private property, not just public property. And in fact, the owner of the property is welcoming our review for an area needed redevelopment or rehabilitation, because it also gives him additional tools to use to develop the property. So this is not a taking. We're not absolutely commanding the owner what to do. These are negotiations in a development world, and the actual owner is on board. In fact, is welcoming us to do this study to declare the area needed redevelopment or rehabilitation, which would give him other options in the development world. So this is not an adversarial situation. In fact, it's beneficial to the developer and the township. And the township can have a say in what possibly could go there in conjunction with working with the developer.
I didn't see it as adversarial.
Well, it's
Quite the opposite.
Same thing with the Roach property. That was a private property. We had it declared a need of redevelopment, and it provided certain benefits both to the developer and the township.
I see this as possibly a win-win for the town. It depends on how it goes. But if you say that the owner is welcoming, the participation, are there documents to that effect? If I open these documents, are they available?
There are no documents. There's only general discussions with the developers. So right now, it's in the very initial stage, and we are moving towards the planning board, reviewing a report, eventually coming out from a planner that you'll have an opportunity to see before the planning board.
Thank you.
Well,
There's no one else, Mayor.
Motion to adjourn.
Commissioner Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Time is 9:30.
Thank you and good night, everyone.